What is up, guys? This is the Xceleration Fitness Podcast, episode number 8. Yeah, number 8. And we are here with Mr. Chris May. So, Chris, give the people an introduction.
Chris May, general manager of Title Boxing Club. Been in the fitness industry for about 7 to 8 years. Man, I'm just an average dude trying to be great. That's it. Like when it comes to fitness, average dude trying to be great, doing what I love, get paid to do it. That's the best part about it. I get to share what I love about fitness, what I'm so obsessed with, and get to share it with everybody else, and that's awesome.
What Chris didn't mention, because he's humble, is that Chris last month was just named a Lululemon ambassador for the Rochester store with us.
Yeah, it's been awesome so far. Love it.
Yeah,
so everybody there.
Ambassador. He said general manager, but he runs the show at Title Boxing in Shelby Township.
Amico.
Two locations.
Oh, two locations, yeah.
Yep.
Not just one, two.
Yes. And if you're looking for a boxing workout or some kind of different workout, I did a workout with him on a Sunday, me and my brother and my wife and Allie, and it kicked my ass.
Yeah, but you're going crazy hard. You guys
That's
are going
what you do,
psycho.
though.
You're
Really?
going psycho. Yeah, you're going psycho.
Where are you from?
Where am I from?
Yes, hometown.
From here. Grew up at 13 in Massac. My parents moved me out to the boonies, Elmont.
Oh, I didn't know
10 acres, dirt roads, the whole 9 yards. At 18, I was like, all right, I'm out.
Hey,
Moved
anybody
to
watching
Florida.
this? Anybody watching this from
Moved to
Macomb County? He's from Elmont, so our native area. What's up?
Yeah, so in the BWAC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
There we
okay.
go.
So moved to Florida when I was about 20 years old after 2 years of college baseball. Just did my degree, got into fitness and fighting, and that's it, man.
Back up a few notches.
Yeah.
High school sports, what'd you do?
Baseball, soccer, played football until my junior year, partial term my MCL, and then basketball. Got sick my senior year of high school, Crohn's Disease. You guys know that.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
No? Okay, so got sick with Crohn's Disease, had surgery my senior year, missed about 6 months of my senior year of high school.
Wow.
Yeah, so the whole 9 yards.
So you're born with Crohn's?
Wasn't born with Crohn's. I found out being rushed to the hospital at 17 with stomach pain, literally the day before playoffs, and then for football, and literally perforated, which means your bowel splits open, and everything that normally goes throughout your body. So I had about rushed to the hospital, throwing up, terrible pain. They told me, hey, you got about an hour before you either die because it's going to touch your heart, or you have surgery. And of course, easy decision, has surgery.
How old were you?
I was 17 at the time.
So were you in school like when it happened? Or?
Yeah, literally the day before playoffs for football. We were setting up everything for tailgating, ready to go. Next morning I woke up.
So right when you woke up is when you had the pain?
Yep, had the pain, got rushed to the hospital. 2 months in the hospital.
Oh my God.
6 months later I went back to high school. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then you played in college.
Yeah, so after baseball in high school, I just wasn't done. Played 2 years at a JUCO, St. Clair Community College.
That's what I was C4.
You was at
Yeah,
C4?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, C4,
Yeah. What year did you
C4.
graduate high school?
2012.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So I was 2 years there, and then terrible arm pain after 20 years of pitching and throwing
Oh,
way
so
too
you're
many
pitching.
curveballs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't hit,
Gotcha.
so I had to pitch. And then, so I went to Florida, and yeah, man, that was it. I got into personal training down there and trained fighters and got into boxing. And
Yeah. How did your kind of journey transition then from baseball to fighting?
dude, I'm a competitor. I don't like so much the games because I'm such a perfectionist. I'm sure a lot of people feel that way with sports. I get almost sick to my stomach going into a game, but naturally I just love competition and preparing for competition. I feel like it makes me better as a person, always having that goal to shoot for. Probably the same thing as fitness and wrestling, always having that goal to shoot for. So naturally, after 2 years of baseball, or 20 years, 2 years in college, I was just like, what do I do now? Easy transition to fighting. Yeah.
Nice.
So were you boxing?
Yeah, was it boxing, MMA? What were you
MMA.
doing?
So yeah, I mean, I trained just boxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu was the typical week in the strength and conditioning. I mean, during college, 3 to 4 hours a day of training, 4 amateur fights.
Nice.
Yeah.
How many fights you have?
I had 4 amateur fights. I was not good. So I just like to get in there and brawl and try to outwork the dude. Most
Okay.
people you fight, especially in South Florida, it's very competitive.
Mm-hmm.
So most people have, 20 years of some type of martial arts where I'm coming in with like fresh off the streets, college pitcher.
Playing baseball.
Like I just want to hit something.
Yeah.
So I just tried to outwork people and did it right. But I mostly did it just because I started training pros, pro fighters, amateur fighters, and helping them prepare. And they're all like, you got to get in the ring. You got to do it. And then I did it once, and just the adrenaline of the whole experience was lights out.
Yeah.
Just kept wanting to do it.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So you were how old when you moved to South Florida?
I was 20.
20.
Yep.
And married, kids?
Yeah, so I have a wife at home, 3 years. Life-changing. And then even more life-changing than that, I have a 2-year-old at home, Rogan. So, yep, she's 2. She's crazy. Every night after we eat dinner, we do our exercises. She got some squats going.
That's 2 years old. That's
2
cool.
years old, hitting them burpees. So, that's it, man.
With fitness and stuff, what is your, I want to say philosophy, but I hate the word philosophy.
Yeah.
What do you see with, people watching this right now? How can you relate to them? What do you see most when it comes to fitness on how people can just take a first step? Or what is the biggest thing you see, the biggest mistake people are making?
So taking the first step, someone once told me about reading, because I used to hate reading. And someone told me, I asked them, like, how many books do I have to read until I can stop reading? And they told me, when you love it. When you are obsessed with reading, then you can stop. And I've kind of gotten to that point in my life where, like, I'm obsessed with learning and knowledge and business, like you guys, and just wanting to become a high-performing individual. And once I became obsessed with reading, he told me I could stop, and now I don't want to stop. So same thing with fitness. Like, we know we need fitness. Nobody says, oh, you need fitness. So do it until you love it, and then try to stop, and you won't be able to. Right? Could you stop working out?
No.
You couldn't.
No way. But I think of all the people that just started here, and it's just, wow, man, I've never heard that before. That's gold. I mean, I had a guy come to me yesterday, and he's like, hey, down a pound every day. Chris, if you're watching this, he goes, oh my God. Oh, Karen. He goes, hey, dude, I'm down a pound a week. I'm like, really? What changed? He goes, I went to work and just told him, like, hey, if you want me to be more productive, I got to do this fitness stuff. And a year ago, he took like 7 years off of fitness, like wasn't working out at all. And now starts working out for 6 months, 8 months. Now he's so obsessed with it that he told work, look, if you want me to be performing, I got to do this fitness stuff.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We all know fitness in general makes you a more high-performing individual. I totally believe that.
Yeah, for sure. So you're also known as the fitness preacher. Why does everyone call you that?
Yeah, that's a good question. So everybody asks me that question, why are you the preacher? I have a degree in theology, 4 years degree in theology. So I took, I studied biblical studies, so Hebrew, systematic theology, basically studying the Bible. And after 4 years of college of that, I had a little experience in churches. And that's what I love so much about fitness, is because the personal relationships that you develop in churches is so much similar in a gym. And that's what I love about it.
Yeah. That's cool, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Tell us about your gym. Gym's
Yeah, so Title Boxing Club, it's a franchise, and the owner, Scott, who is my mentor, has pretty much changed my life in the last year and a half as far as business. So just looking at things differently, engaging with people in a different way, trying to create an energized gym where it's not just it's less about a workout. It's totally about the workout, but it's totally more about the people, the high performing individuals, creating relationships, and through that we've done really well the last 2 years of 2 title boxing clubs. After our first year, opened a second one, so couldn't ask for anything better than that.
Where's the second one at?
Macomb is at Hull and Hayes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the other one?
Shelby in 25.
Is that the one I went to?
You went to Hull and Hayes. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so let's talk boxing a little bit.
Yeah.
For a regular person watching this out there, what is the biggest mistake you see with people making punches?
So biggest mistake I would say with people throwing punches is they want to throw them with their shoulders and their arms, right? So I tell everybody, when you're throwing, everybody wants to come in here, especially like big, strong dudes like you two, big, strong dudes like you two. They're here, and they want to be tight, and they want to just wreck something. And the second you get tight, even my fighters that I train, pro fighters, right? The first thing that they are so good at is staying relaxed. When you're relaxed, your breathing slows down, you control your breath, and now we can focus on throwing punches with your hips and with that core, and that's where you're going to get the snap. That's when you get some good movements there. So when you throw punches with your shoulders, you're going to get tired out as opposed to just relax and snap.
Is this
them
more
out.
injury too if you're doing your shoulder?
Totally more injury, yeah. People will say to me, once in a while, I'll have somebody come in and say, hey, my shoulders hurts. I'll say, oh, let me just see you throw a hook. And they throw a hook and they throw their shoulders into it. I'm like, oh, well, no wonder your
That's why
shoulder
it
hurts.
hurts.
Yeah, it's like someone coming in here squatting and my knees hurt and their knees are clicking on their squat, right? Same difference. So people are throwing their hooks and they're using all shoulder and less hips.
Can you punch John real quick?
No,
Not
you
if,
can't.
only if he doesn't punch me back.
All right, let's go. What is your morning routine?
It's a great question. So I am a lot of times having
Mike Krause, what's up, dude?
so a lot of times having a baby, I either work out super early or super morning. Or wait, super early or super late. Yeah, y'all
one
got it.
or the other.
Yeah, so one or the other. So like 2 days ago, I was literally my workout started at 11 p.m. I didn't get done till
When
about.
was
This was what? I didn't have to work early, so Tuesday night I worked out till about 12:30 at night.
I think that is a huge point because this is a busy
They're
day.
gonna say mistake, and I was like,
Huge mistake. We should not have done that. That's the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
No, that is a huge point because we hear all the time, oh, I'm too busy to work out. I'm too busy to get to the gym. You don't necessarily have to go to the gym, but there's always time. There's always an opportunity to get a workout in. I mean, the ones that this guy posts like every single day, the 10-minute workouts, they will kick your ass if you're going out. 10 minutes, that's all you need. And, you know, obviously you can do more if you have time, but don't sit there and say you don't have time. He's just talking about 11 to 12 o'clock at night working out, and then I'm sure getting up the next morning at, 3, 4 in the morning, something like that?
Yeah, so I didn't have to work the next morning. All I had to do was get my daughter up. So that was like, I was probably up at 7.
Mm-hmm. But still, you're
Yeah,
up
I mean,
till-
I didn't go to bed after post that.
Yeah.
Pre-workout.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Trying to fall asleep.
That's a risky move,
Yeah,
taking
that's a risky
pre-workout at
move.
11
Yeah,
o'clock.
for sure.
Stay up all night.
Yeah, for sure. But
Definitely try.
yeah, the thing is for me, like, obviously when I was fighting, obviously when I was playing college baseball, I mean, we were working religiously 3 to 4 hours a day. And you need to, and as an athlete, and I don't want to hurt anybody's business as a fitness person, but you technically don't need to work out 7 days a week, 6 days a week to see results. Right now, with a daughter, 2 gyms open, I'm working out 3 days a week. But I promise you, when I work out,
That effort.
that's
all you're doing.
I'm
You're
struggling
there
to
work
make
out.
through that hour workout.
You're absolutely crushing yourself, all out effort.
Done. Yeah.
100%
for sure.
agree.
Why is it that, I'm going back to your first question, you said once you become obsessed with it, then you get stopped. Like, why the hell do you think we're obsessed with fitness? Like, why can we not stop working out? And why is it so common amongst everybody? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, besides the pythons.
True.
Just kidding. I mean, besides these 12-inch guns over here.
Selfies in the
Yeah.
mirror.
Besides that, I would say for me personally, when I started to work out, it was so much more about my entire aura and energy as a person, and so much less about the results.
Agreed.
Like I realized the next morning after working out at night, like I just felt when I got up, I just stood a little bit taller. And I'm 5'6", so I need every inch I can get. You know what I mean? But my shoulders felt stronger, and I just felt like a more energized, ready to go type of person on my game.
Yeah,
100%.
it goes over, like, spills over other areas of life.
Absolutely.
For sure. What I think too, though, for all 3 of us and anybody out there who works out, I think whether you're doing wrestling, boxing, fitness, jogging, running, it's always some form of meditation.
Yeah.
Like times where you can just kind of focus on yourself and do something for yourself. And
Yeah.
And kind of shut the world off and, you know, whatever stressors you have in your life, like being busy, like, you know, having kids, having a wife, having 2 businesses, like 2 locations, like that's stressful stuff. Like, you know, so to have that time where it's literally all you're thinking about is getting through this next round of whatever exercise you're doing, it kind of clears the mind.
what's the toughest workout you've ever done in your life?
Ooh. Besides an actual fight?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I know what you're going to say.
Great question. What you do?
Yeah.
What?
Is it the burpee mile?
Oh yeah, we did do a burpee mile.
Yeah, this
Thanksgiving.
dude did a mile straight of burpees. A mile straight of
With
burpees.
with
You didn't hear
broad
this
jumps.
story? You gotta
No.
tell the story.
I mean, burpee broad jump. You jump as far as you can, drop down, do a burpee, 4 laps around the track.
A
Took
mile.
about 2 hours. I didn't walk for about 4 days. Like legit, I had muscles.
How
and
long
I,
did it take you?
And I did it barefoot on a track. Barefoot. I thought we were gonna do it on the
In Florida, right?
in Florida, yeah, in the 100-degree weather.
Were you being held at gunpoint? Like, what was
No,
that?
we were doing it for some type of like sponsorship we had, and they wanted to take a video of it.
Jesus, how long did it take
Yeah,
you?
2 hours. Yeah, we started with 6 people, we ended with 2.
Hey, hit like if you're never gonna do the burpee mile.
Burpee mile, let's go.
Yes.
I say we do it here.
Oh my
Let's go.
God, I kind of want to, but Jesus.
Yeah,
That was like a
that was
quarter
it.
mile.
And I would say that was less about being hard in the moment because it wasn't super high intensity. You
How many
weren't
people did it with
very
you?
hard. We started with 6, ended with 2.
Oh, just you and another guy finished?
Me and another guy finished. Barrington, he's probably watching.
Who's Barrington?
Barrington's my boy from Florida. Burpee mile. It's rough, man.
All right, you lived in Michigan, left to Florida,
Yeah.
came back. What's the difference
Came
of
back.
living in Michigan and living in Florida? Did you miss Michigan? Are you
No.
happy to be back?
No.
I
I got
hate
a job like literally the week after I graduated. The church I grew up in asked me to come back and be the youth pastor. So I just kind of felt led to do that. Came back, was the youth pastor. Was there about a year when I left after I had my daughter. So things got real.
Yeah.
And yeah, so in Florida, it's hot all the time. Don't want to live there again. Hopefully my wife's not watching. So yeah, but that's it, man. It's great. More relaxed down there. Up here it's a little more fast paced.
Yeah,
So-
a little bit slower talking.
A little bit slower talking, but I mean, it's a great place to live for sure.
All right, the most interesting day in fitness that you've had.
Huh.
It could be like a client experience, it could be a business experience, something crazy that happened.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me think about
That's
it.
a tough question.
I had
That's tough.
the other day, one of my fighters, Josh, who's a trainer at Title. This is probably the one I can think of the most. We did VO2 testing at Brandon's, yeah, Fit Body 360. Just the most recent thought I can think of. And while we were doing it, you know, my whole thing is talking to them, especially about being fighters, about the willingness to die on a treadmill, right? The Will Smith willingness to die on a treadmill, what sets him apart from everybody else. So
Will Smith, if you're watching.
yeah,
shout
Will
out.
Smith,
Shout out Will
text us,
Smith.
yeah. So I've been preaching to that for a while now, just the willingness to die on a treadmill. So I was like, okay, we're gonna see how much has gone to your head, and we put him on the VO2 test, and we
touch
found out he's more freakish than I thought he was, and about 18 minutes in, he just starts almost collapsing, which is supposed to happen on the VO2 if you can push through uncomfortableness.
Yeah.
And when he pulled his mask off, Brandon pulled his mask off from the VO2 test, his face was white and his lips were purple. And like in my head, I just acted normal. like, oh, no,
shit.
no big deal. Like, that's fine. Good job. Way to push yourself. You did all right. And then like in my mind, I'm like,
Holy shit.
holy smokes, like this dude is no joke.
What'd he
He's
get?
willing to push that hard. 66.7, which is
66.
which is pretty freakish. Yeah.
Whoa, I think Lance Armstrong was.
I think it was like 83.
Well, that was also
Yeah.
on juice, but
Right.
and on a bike.
Yeah, and on the
60.
bike, which is weird because he's not used to running.
Yeah, it does make a difference.
Yeah, totally. So it would have been probably a higher score if he was doing it in his element and he's not used to running like that on a treadmill.
Tammy asked why the airlines are by the rig. Yes, Tammy, you missed an amazing, life-changing workout
Things up.
today. So
Don't know where you were.
big things happening.
Okay.
Damn, that's crazy. 66. So does he have a fight coming up?
He under possibly in the works. No date set yet, but hopefully soon, within the next 2 months. So
I'll be cheering for that thing for
yeah,
sure.
for sure. Yeah.
So what's next for Chris May? You just became Lululemon ambassador,
Yeah.
so I mean a lot's gonna change. A lot of stuff's coming your way right now. But what do you think is next? Title boxing? Is it nutrition? I know you do a lot of work with. If you guys are watching this too, he does a lot of work with online nutrition. So if you guys ever need help with that, he posts videos. He's got an Instagram out.
Yeah, go
Preacher
follow
Chris. So I mean, but what's next for you?
Man, for me, it's just becoming, and I hope this is kind of the goal for everybody, is just, it's like, of course I have fitness goals. Of course I want to look like you one day. in you. 10% body fat, right?
9.
9, okay. So, of course, I have fitness goals, but I think that for myself, because I have been obsessed with 3 to 4 hour workouts in the past, and all those things have kind of led me to where I'm at today, being an instructor, a trainer. It's less about the workout and more just about becoming a different person and becoming a more high-performing individual and kind of going to the next level. Huge believer that thinking-wise, I need to go to the next level in order to physically to see it around me. So I'm all about that, and whatever that means for me, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm just always trying to push that envelope of what's next, my marriage, how do I make that better, how do I make fitness better, how do I make just the entire relationships better, that type of thing.
Jump in a little more. The thinking before you're physically doing.
Yeah, so I mean, here we go, right? So people are so wishy-washy on thoughts and The Secret and all that kind of stuff, and I'm definitely not talking about The Secret whatsoever, so I'm going to close that. Just that,
just go watch
think about it and it happens.
It happens.
Totally do not believe that whatsoever, because I think there has to be the hustle that matches the thought, of course. But I'm totally, let's just say, use an example. If you think there's 400 pounds on that bar and you're going to go up to a back squat it and you've never done it before, but let's say you hit 385 the week before, I personally think there has to be some type of belief, thought
100%. process
that is going to happen, because if you're going into that back squat at 400 pounds, and I've never back squatted 400 pounds, 385. So if you go into that, you hit 430 the other day? 430?
Yeah, 4:30 this morning.
Yeah, so if you go into that back squat with any type of doubt and the belief that you can't do it and the thought process that you can't do it, that is going to affect your performance. Let's say you do struggle and you get that rep, but I'm thinking there might be a 1% more confidence in you, more belief in you, that rep's going to be that much easier. And I think that happens in life, fitness, the whole 9 yards.
I agree 100%. And I mean, I compete in powerlifting, so I've had that happen where you're man, those bad thoughts, those negative thoughts do come in, and I've actually had it happen where it's I didn't make a lift, and I'm why didn't I make this? I've hit it a million times. There's no reason I should have missed that.
Totally.
It's up here.
Yeah.
It's all mental, And then when you lock those thoughts out, you focus on just those positive thoughts and kind of that mindset, and it makes all the difference.
Right.
Totally agree. And I agree 100% that it translates to everything.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with growing, like you said, relationships or business or anything like that. That's where it's coming from.
There has to be, it's easy in fitness because we're fitness people. It's easy to know, you have to have a confident thought, I'm going to get this rep. But it's so much harder, especially for me, and this is kind of where I think I've struggled through life, but I'm learning to get better in this area, is translating those positive thoughts that I'm going to hit a weight or do something well in fitness, into my marriage, into my business, those type of thoughts, this is going to happen, and I'm just going to keep hustling, and I'm worried about the stuff that's not going to happen. I'm focused completely on my goal and those positive thoughts.
It kind of teaches you too, it teaches you, the grind, I guess, or the hustle that has to go into making those improvements. Because if you're not squatting, however many days a week, if you're not putting in the work with the volume, you're not going to hit that 400. Same thing with anything in life.
Yeah.
If you're not putting in the work, it teaches you just because that's how it is.
Right.
There's no way to improve in fitness unless you do the work. So
Totally.
It's black and white. You know what I mean?
And that 430 that you had confidently went in to hit, you weren't going to hit that 430 until you repped out 380.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, there has to be those
300,
increments.
The hustle you're talking
There
about
has
before,
to be
right?
the hustle, the increments to get to that point.
Yeah,
for sure.
100%.
So,
All right.
Good stuff.
So it's a good podcast right here.
Yes, sir.
Chris May, where can we find you at?
at preacher_Chris.
You just got Instagram, right?
Just got
Woo!
Instagram.
Just got Instagram
Like
2
20
months
posts
ago?
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
But he posts some really cool stuff on his Instagram for sure. Facebook, Christopher May.
Yeah, Christopher May 03.
Cool. And if someone wants to come out and try title boxing, what can they do?
Hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. Shoot me a DM.
Down in the DMs.
Yeah, absolutely. Or Title Boxing Club Macomb, Title Boxing Club Shelby Township. Type it on Google and you can get the contact information.
There we go. And we'll
Chris
link.
May, Lululemon ambassador, baby. Hey,
All that stuff will be linked up below too, guys.
this is finishing up podcast number 8. Podcast number 9 coming to you next Friday. We're going to be live from Fit Body 360 with your boy Brandon.
Sweet.
Yeah.
To
So,
be long.
if you guys don't know about Fit Body 360, you're going to find out next week. It's a big
Yes,
deal.
sir.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Keep on chasing it, guys.
Chase you.
How many people?